Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, coming to you once again from the beautiful city of Budapest. I'm here speaking at a classical school conference, and frankly, it couldn't possibly be in a more beautiful, glamorous, glorious place than this. But as much as I'm enjoying the sights and sounds here, my heart, as I told you yesterday in our video, is back at home with you, because this is turning out to probably be the single most devastating week the Democratic Party has ever faced. We are literally witnessing millions, not hundreds, not thousands, not hundreds of thousands, literally millions leaving the Democrat Party. More and more pundits are openly admitting, finally, that the Democrat Party as an institution is literally facing extinction in a matter of just a few years from now. So what's actually happening here? Well, of course, we got the amazing, what's known as the Calais decision that was just handed down by the Supreme Court, which finally struck down racially gerrymandered districting in the state of Louisiana. So it's specific to Louisiana, but the repercussions of the ruling are nothing less than a political earthquake that's shocking every red state in the nation. Let me give you some views here because it's just so beautiful. Because really, this decision, this ruling, is serving as a green light for all red states to redistrict these racially gerrymandered seats out of existence, which Politico is predicting could gain the GOP another 19 solid red states in the South. Now, we ran the numbers yesterday from the University of Virginia's crystal ball for the midterms. So Republicans right now have a relatively safe 211 seats, while the Democrats are going into the midterms with 209. That's including the 4 new seats coming from Florida's redistricting. Their legislature just passed overwhelmingly the new redistricting map there that Governor DeSantis is going to sign into law. So it includes those 4 Florida seats, but it excludes Virginia's 4 new Democrat seats, since that referendum that barely passed, by the way, by less than 3%, it looks like it's about to get struck down by the Virginia Supreme Court. So the Democrats are behind right now in terms of relatively safe seats. But now with the Supreme Court gutting Section 2 of the VRA, basically, in effect gutting Section 2 of the VRA, now we've got word that Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, he's suspended the May 16th primaries in Louisiana so that they can redraw their congressional map for the midterms. So that's going to net the GOP another, 1 or 2 seats. Mississippi's governor has already called for a special session there to redraw their map to net the GOP another 1 or 2 seats. Alabama looks like they're ready to do the same. Tennessee, and then the whole of the South. It'll be like a domino effect. So we're talking anywhere from a net gain of 12 to 19 seats as a result of the Supreme Court's ruling, which, if we're already at 211, if that's our base, that should put the GOP going into the midterms sitting pretty comfortably at around 223 seats, which means we would actually be gaining seats come November, which would be huge. It would only be the 4th time in the last century when the party in power actually gained seats. But that's nothing. This is a long game, because we've got the 2030 census coming up, and that's going to give the GOP another whopping 12 seats. So thinking beyond the midterms, not only are we expected to get at least 12 new seats for November, we're getting another 12 because of the census reapportionment. I mean, red states have been exploding in population over the last 10 years. Blue states have been hemorrhaging population. So blue states they're losing probably 12 to 19 seats before the midterm. Then they're going to lose another 12 seats as a result of the 2030 census. So this is the massive political realignment that we've been talking about happening right before our very eyes. We're witnessing nothing less than a permanent GOP congressional majority for the foreseeable future. So it's no wonder that we're beginning to see more and more Democrat politicians defect. And the party itself just imploding in terms of membership. We've got two new defections that were just announced, both from the great state of North Carolina, which also redistricted, gave us a new seat. So State Representatives Carla Cunningham and Nassif Majid have both just announced that they have left the Democrat Party as of today. They're both now independents who'll be voting more in line with the Republican supermajority in North Carolina. Fox News at the same time is reporting that over 20,000 West Virginia Democrats have switched to the Republican Party just ahead of their primaries in just a few weeks, which is only adding to the already over 2 million voters who have left the Democrat Party to join the Republicans since 2020. This is why I'm not exaggerating, gang. We're talking millions have left the party. Between 2020 and 2024, Democrats lost approximately 2.1 million registered voters across 30 states, all the while Republicans gained 2.4 million. That's a 4.5 million registration swing to the Republicans in just 4 years. As of late 2025, things have only gotten worse. In every single state that tracks voter registration by party, Democrats have consistently been losing and Republicans consistently gaining. And so that's why the New York Times is sounding the alarm that if these trends continue, the Democrats will no longer be a viable national party in a matter of just a few years. And that's because in the end, it really does look as if the Democrats have basically hit their breaking point. They've hit their terminus. There's really nothing anymore that they can do to retaliate against all of this Republican redistricting. I mean, they can wipe out like the last remaining Republican seats in California, or pick up 4 there, another 4 there. Oregon can get rid of their lone last Republican seat. Washington State, as I understand, is constitutionally barred from messing with their congressional map. New York and Illinois can try to squeeze out a couple of more seats, but in the end, I mean, the Democrats, they have basically depleted their redistricting options, while the Republican Party in many ways is just getting started. And all of those efforts really don't matter in the end if voters by the literal millions are leaving your state for red states, as the 2030 map is showing. Right? You can redistrict all you want. If residents are leaving, your state is going to lose those seats. All the redistricting in the world isn't going to save you. It's not going to change that. So this is why, gang, this is why the Democrat majority is completely dependent on 3 things if you think about it. They're dependent on giving illegals amnesty so they can vote. They're dependent on racially segregated districts. And they're dependent on preventing voter ID. So that's the Democrat recipe for a congressional majority. Amnesty for illegals, racially segregated gerrymandering, and banning voter ID. And if you think that through, those are all, every one of those issues, those are all 80-20 issues. 80% of the population opposes giving illegals amnesty. 80% of the population opposes racially gerrymandered districts. And forget 80, 90% of the population supports voter ID. So the Republican majority rests on siding with the majority, the supermajority, while the Democrat majority rests on siding with a tiny peripheral minority, literally their most radical wing. So put bluntly, the Democrats are toast. There's structurally no way around that. The Republicans have all the political leverage in the world, and as long as they're willing to give the American people exactly what they want, we'll be seeing a Republican majority for the foreseeable future. And that's why it is turning out to be the single most devastating week the Democrat Party has ever faced. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button for breaking news and analysis you're not going to get anywhere else. Love you guys. God bless.